how much wider that is. That's what she said. I revisited an old notebook recently. Found some notes on this video that I wanted to make. A time or so ago, when I was visiting Florida, I met my BFF Heather for lunch, or brunch if you're going all high class on me. It was a restaurant close to our old high school. I knew just by frequenting the establishment mere feet away from memories of jocks and art friends that I was taking a major risk. I arrived and jotted our name down and waited for Heather. As I was scanning the restaurant for seats, my eyes passed over a dude I had known for quite some time. But this wasn't a known, like, oh my god, let's get matching necklaces. I knew him, like, of him. I was planning on continuing my scan of the room like nothing had happened when he decided to wave at me. Suddenly I built up this backstory that maybe he was, like, super nice and watched my videos and triple-clicked my profile on Facebook. Or something. I waved back, judging that it wasn't an accidental, hey, you aren't who I thought you were, but I already started waving, so I better finish gesture. I noted, in my apparently creepy mind notebook, that he was sitting alone. Heather came and we had a delicious brunch. About halfway through, as I was biting into my sausage that had quite possibly spent the night in the fryers, these two girls show up. Yep, that's my life. Now, I'm planning on going on an unfair tangent here. I suppose they could have been his sisters, or his cousins, or his really hot, thin aunts. I used my jump to conclusions mat and stood up. I walked over and said, you were supposed to be different. You were supposed to be a dude who liked me for me. Because that sounds so stalkerish. Though instead, I moved on to my chocolate chip pancakes. I drowned my sorrows in syrupy deliciousness. Woe is me. Now, I mentioned earlier that this restaurant was close to the high school. I drove past it before I went to the restaurant, and it brought back those awkward feelings, especially seeing the old art building, which had been my obsession and saving grace for most of my time in high school. Part of turning 22 was my first experience in the oh my god, I'm getting old department, and upon seeing that dude, I fell back into my old high school role of the awkward tomboy girl who didn't try to talk out of her own respective circle. So when that boy waved at me, someone, obviously, I believed, was out of my social range, it came screaming to me, like a freight train, that I'm not in high school anymore. Can you believe that? I feel like I should be celebrating my midlife crisis properly by buying a red sports car and cruising for dudes who are way younger than me. I know this sounds a bit drastic, but you're also watching a video by a girl who wears business ties, so point proven. Side note, I don't think that the boy that I'm speaking of is my friend on Facebook, but if he is, it'll be a touch awkward. So sorry in advance. A rubber? I